Boom shakalaka, hello everybody, how you doing? I just thought I'd start, well, I'm a wee bit late, but I thought I'd hit. Goodness me, thank you very much for that bubble blast there, EK Dons. In fact, before we get any more bubble blasts, let's test this shit out. Look at this. EK Dons, thank you very, very much for 30 months. How you doing? Welcome in. Blah, 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 blah. Goodness me, it's MIG Williams. Congrats on the purchase, thank you very much. Get a big new telly over here, and let's see if we can figure out how to make it show your profile pictures when you do stuff. Because remember the last time I had this all set up. So if I do this, right, and then I've sort of reshuffled everything about. So this is switch onable, this is switch onable, and then if I go in the back, I think I can make all of this all good. Hello Bromo69, hello Yoda and Coke. Jigsaw Dust, how you doing? Jigsaw Dust says, and you may ask yourself, am I right, am I wrong? And you may say to yourself, my God, what have I done? Hello Jigsaw Dust. Hello Kyber Spy. Do you know he was technically Scottish? As in born here and was here for like a day or something. Bromo, thank you very much. This is B-Dolan merch, and you can get it wherever all good merch shops. You can get it in all good merch shops. So, right, for the longest time on stream, what I had was a setup where I had a CRT television positioned next to me, and anytime anybody subbed or, you know, interacted, hello, yes, it's Bland, how you doing? I dinged you yesterday like a fucking scoundrel. You text me, and I, like a bad guy, I went, I didn't reply to you, and I've just remembered that I just did that, so I'm very sorry, and I will rectify that. Previously on my stream, I had a CRT monitor that was smaller than this one. I didn't realise this one was as bloody big as this. And it was sitting up front, and anytime anybody interacted, stuff would happen and all that. I would phone Stone Cold Steve Austin, he would show up on the CRT monitor, etc. And then, that CRT monitor, kaput, went on the blink after I modified it, after I did all the stuff and all the business. So, I was like, right, I need to fix that CRT monitor. But I had a big list of all these other things that I needed to do, and fixing that CRT monitor wasn't like, it just eventually never happened. So, I saw this. This is a Sony Trinitron, right, which is like high end. However, this is older than I am. This has got a thing on it saying made in West Germany. So this is like pre-Berlin Wall falling down. And it weighs about as much as I do as well. What's kind of cool though is it's sort of rarely been used. It's hardly ever been used. I went to the guy's house, right? The guy, he was a cool guy, kind of old and eccentric and stuff. And he's like that. This used to be rigged up to laser discs. And I was like, all right. So he's like, I've never watched actual telly on it because it doesn't have a TV tuner inside. Ah, right, okay. So when that bubble blast happened, there should have been some graphics showed up here and it didn't. Is the geometry of the Trontron a bit off? Aye. Yes, Kyber Spy. So it's kind of like this a wee bit. So I need to do that. And I wonder why your subs and stuff aren't showing up. So apparently you open it up just with screwdrivers, and on the inside there's like a potentiometer to do this. So I've not done that yet. Old Conrad, thank you very much for subbing. Phil Mole, thank you very much for subbing. And Patchimus, thank you very much for subbing. Patchimus says, good afternoon, nice hat, thank you. I have 2 bits of good news. Oh, by the way, if anybody's got good news, stick your good news in the chat. You know how it's done here. My wife is coming home today after being away from work for 2 weeks, and I'm getting a shed ordered for our garden, so I'll finally have a space to work on our projects. Nice one, Patchimus, that's amazing. Here, good timing getting the shed built for the wife coming home, do you know what I mean? Had the place to yourself for 2 weeks, and now she's coming back. If you're buying the house, I'll fuck off into the shed. Hey, hen, right, aye. Am I right, everybody? Women, am I right, everybody? I'm kidding on. That's a joke. Patchimus, that all sounds brilliant. You get to see your wife, and like, how good is a shed, man? How good is just a place to do things? One of the best things. One of the best resources that there are. Bowdy says, I bought a shed on AliExpress. I bought a shed on AliExpress last week, says Bowdy. I'm dead suspicious about it. It was 20 quid. I'm a wee bit suspicious about that as well, Bowdy. Do you think it'll be like a wee miniature or something when it arrives? Or do you think it'll be do you think it'll be a full-sized shed, but it's just in China still? You need to go and get it yourself? Chris Penn, how you doing? Thank you very much for subbing. Good news, I got a promotion at work to the job I've wanted to do for years. That's like life-changing news, man. That's incredible, Chris Penn 1. That's brilliant. I hope your promotion at work won't hinder your ability to watch this fantastic stream. But otherwise, that's amazing. And Jigsaw Dust, thank you very much for the sub. Jigsaw Dust, Chris Penn 1, Old Conrad, Filmo, and Patchimus. And Wee Shed, how you doing? And can I just say to Wee Shed as well, thank you very much for helping me move this giant telly. I've had to move it back. I've had to like reorient the table and all of that sort of stuff. So what I'm going to do is, right, previously on StreamerBot, if somebody gifted bits or subs or whatever, their profile picture would come up here. So this and like their username would come up somewhere, and it would say sub and things. So I stopped that from working because the telly broke, but now I've got a new telly. So I want to get all of that stuff working again, so that every time you sub or whatever, your profile picture comes up. As it currently stands, that's not the case. So let's make Twitch great again. Let's make it all happen. So it says StreamerBot is all connected, so maybe I have just silenced the actions that make that happen. I'm looking at this, and I don't think I have. So there are some actions that I've got, and we can have a wee look at these, and we can go through all this sort of stuff, but there's actions that trigger other actions, and then some of them are all done in a 1-hour. And it's not like very well organised, my StreamerBot actions. But basically, there should be an action that updates the monitor text. So if I right-click this and test the trigger, text should have been updated here. Or maybe I've renamed the text or something like that. Although, if I right click and test a follow trigger, it's not going to have a name of one of the followers, is it? Anyway, well, let's figure this out together as a team, right? So that we can get your profile pictures on this big telly every time somebody tips or subs or bits or what have you. Does that sound good? Does that sound good? Good. Meatball says, check that PVM. Well, Gel. Well, this actually isn't a PVM, a professional video monitor. This is a market somewhere between consumer and professional. This is like a prosumer CRT telly from, it's older than me. I think it's from like 1984. It was made in West Germany, it says down here, which means it's before the Berlin Wall fell down. And it's hardly been used. The picture on it looks amazing. I got it for quite a reasonable price. I got it for less than half the price that the guy was wanting. It's the first time I've ever haggled in my life. So objective today is to get your profile picture shown up on here when you sub. And I think I've already done most of the work. Rachel's off today as well, right? So I'm not going to be on here until 5. It's going to be good quality content and concentrated good quality content. So hopefully as soon as we achieve this, I'm going to bounce off and spend time with Rachel because we didn't really see each other over the weekend. And I just want to hang out with Rachel today. So, but I thought I'd come on, show you all of this new stuff, and we will get a wee stream on the go, and we'll make it all better and stuff. How does that sound? Once again, if anybody's got any good news, feel free to stick it in chat. And also, how's it going? Bowdy, let me know as soon as you do what the deal is with your shed that you bought for 20 quid for AliExpress. Imagine you'd found like a vulnerability in the system, and we can all have sheds. If there's a good quality shed on AliExpress and it's all legitimate and it arrives in time, I'm going to buy 5 of them. Out the back will just be like a favela of sheds with a different project in each one. That'd be cool, wouldn't it? That would be cool. Hello TD, how you doing? I couldn't see the bottom line of the hat, so all I could see was make racists. I don't make racists. There's enough of them. Just for clarity. Let's do that. No, this is B. Dolan. I'm going to be speaking to B. Dolan quite soon on stream. I don't think today, though, because we've not really organised it. I had a big 4 or 5 hour video chat with B. Dolan and Lama Chan last night. So a group of people related to the stream, big, wonderful, friendly bastards, have created a mutual aid fund, right? Which is an amazing thing. And it's progressive and kind of radical. And the whole purpose of it is to set it up to, like, help people in need, right? So there's a couple of projects and a couple of examples of folk who have got medical bills. 2 people are needing surgery and somebody else is needing a wheelchair just now. It's in this group. So it's all set up for that. But on top of that, there's opportunities for other people to apply for aid. So the full project is called Cup Burger. I didn't set this up. I just think it's a really cool, worthwhile thing. So I'll briefly show you Cup Burger, and then we will do a Cup Burger stream. If there's any mods in chat, could you type cupburger.org into the chat? So I check it out, cupburger.org. I approve of this message. So these are all cool people, and so it's not a charity, it's a mutual aid fund. That's a different thing. And for anybody who's needing mutual aid, you can apply, and I think currently there's a limit of like £50 every 3 months, or maybe £50 a month. And it's a way of redistributing wealth, because the vibe is, right, we'll come on here, we'll talk about the fucking Tories underfunding the NHS. We'll moan about this and moan about that and moan about how stuff isn't really working and people are in need. But at the end of the day, a lot of us are angry and we've got disposable income. So What I've done is cancelled Netflix, and that money I'm just sticking in here because one day there might be a scenario where I want to apply for money. Right now I'm kind of cool, but life has got ups and downs. And it's not just for aid as well. So certain people who don't have money also need like nice things as well. They need to be able to go to the cinema, whatever else. So there's a process on applying for money. It's up here. You put in your application. Everybody who looks at the application by design is not a cisgendered white man, because history has told us that cisgendered white men tend to exploit people in positions of need. So the full application process is designed to just be as nice and as cool as it possibly can. This is a wonderful project to get behind. If you would like to help and like to donate to it, you can. You can set up like a single donation if you want to do that. You can have like a regular one if you want to do that as well. Cut Burger started off as like a sort of in-joke between pals, and now it's literally, like, I'm not exaggerating to say it's literally life-changing. It's bringing life-changing surgery to at least 2 people that I know of, and it's really helping out somebody else, and this is just the start as well. So just in the past couple of days, they've now made over £1,000. It looks like the projections to the end of the year for all the repeat sub people on it is like about £4,000 or something, I think, currently, and it's only been alive for a few days. So thanks very much to everybody who's behind this. I don't know everybody's name, so I'm not going to say them all because I'll forget. But there's a lot of work put into this. Mari Biscuits has created like an API for the website. They can update stuff on Twitch and all this jiggery pokery. So I'm going to get folk on. We can talk about it on stream because I really like this project, man. I think it's cool. I think it's life changing, and I think it's something that is needed, like in a world where we're all just fucking moaning. Also, big charities. If you give to charities, you look at the CEO. And you see how much the CEO is making of like Shelter or whatever, or Amnesty International, and you're like, ah, well, if I pay you money, you're just, what? So this isn't that. This is like a redistribution of wealth in order to put it places where people need. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool. So it's all on Open Collective, and it's all made by people that are either in this community or on the fringes outside this community. And it's been about a year in the making, I think. Fucking Cup Burger, man. So I'm going to try and get Dolan on, maybe one or two other folk, and we can talk about this because I've got so many questions, man. I think this is amazing. So I check out cupburger.org if you would like to donate, or if you would like to apply for funding. Amazing stuff. Full-size cardboard cutout of a shed. I wonder. So Base and Brace, we've got a new giant CRT. Beneath Headphone says, good news, that's me back in from bowling. Amazing. I've developed a skin condition. That's not amazing. On my right hand from bowling too much. That's braggadocious, man. So I've been trying gloves, they fit, and I've got a shite load of strikes. Fucking yes, that's amazing, man. Who is the man now, dog? I am. You're going to turn into that guy beneath the headphones. I must say, you are taking it like a step beyond with bowling gloves. Bowling gloves, man. Like Sonian says, exciting times. I miss making bad graphics for the TV. Well, hopefully we'll get it back. For whatever reason, I was assuming... So this thing, right, that I'm showing just now is this scene. Right? So that scene there is like in quadrants. So we've got top left, bottom left. And all of them gets fed through a video splitter, which is over here. So that one HDMI gets fed into a video splitter, and then all the quadrants go to here. So it's like one, that'll be like bottom right, that's top left, top right, bottom left. This is an oscilloscope, that's not a video screen, so I can't put video to that. However, I haven't got this going through the video splitter just now. Like, I can set it up in 6 seconds. I just need to unplug a thing there. But with this screen, I just wanted to see all 4 at once so that we can diagnose the trouble of why Streamer bought. So there's like text boxes here and stuff, and those text boxes should update anytime there's like a follow or bits or anything like that. So a text box should update in one of the quadrants with the username. In another quadrant, there should be a text box that says what the action is: subscribe, follow, tips or bits, some of the other actions, I forget even what there is. And then in the other quadrant, there should be, what should there be? The profile picture. So all of that should work. Right now it isn't. Let's have a wee look and figure it out. On top of that, the bottom right quadrant should be where Stone Cold Steve Austin lives. Whenever I phone up Stone Cold, should all be a part of that. So that's my wee objective today. I'm going to try and get it done as soon as possible because Rachel's off today, and I would like to just hang out with her. Bowdy says, my other good news, I finished the Sodden arcade cabinet at the weekend. I'm finally happy with it. Pics in Discord. Bowdy, that sounds amazing. Check out Discord, everybody, for Bowdy's arcade cabinet. And once again, if you're in the middle of a project or if you're making anything, go in the Discord, show it off. I can't wait to have a wee look. Hello Laxonian, how you doing? I set my profile pic just for this purpose many months ago and I've still never seen it showing up in the monitor. Pedropolis, today's the day, right? Today's the day. Even if you need to just unfollow, refollow, my objective is to get your profile picture on this, right? Don't do it now because it's no set up for some reason. We'll need to have a look at it. Conrad says, good news, I bought an old van, thinking of doing a camper conversion on it. Should be a good project. That sounds class, Conrad. It sounds really good. I spent all of last year looking at camper vans, heavily deep dive researching camper vans, every type. Every time I passed by one, I was getting the phone out, getting a picture of it. Chameleon says, if we're still doing good news, Chameleon, we're always doing good news. Chameleon says, if we're still doing good news, I managed to get the dynamic party system for my game project working over the weekend. You can now have 3 playable characters and switch between them instantly. It's based on system for Final Fantasy VII Remake, but in 2D. That sounds fucking cool, man. Here, that's like... This game is all coming along very, very quickly. Get in. WeShed says, it was heavy as hell. Aye, this is heavy. It's older than I am. It's about as heavy as I am. But it looks crystal clear. There's a couple of scuffs on the case. But other than that, it looks as if it's brand new. Hello, B. Dolan, how you doing? Nice hat, thank you very much. I was just talking about you. Thank you, TV. Aye, so Dolan's coming on the stream at some point. We'll probably do that this week, maybe. I don't know, I think this week might be busy. But we'll have a cut burger stream, definitely. Meatball says, for anyone unfamiliar with mutual aid, it's a method of community support invented by anarchists and wholly separate from capitalist and religious power structures that run the non-profit sector. 100%. I don't give to charity because I'm suspicious of most organised charities. This isn't a charity. This is a cool, different thing. And I'm very excited about it. But existing charities as they stand, a lot of them don't hold up to just the slightest bit of scrutiny as to where the funds actually end up. So I think this is fucking cool. And it is like radical action at a time where nobody's really doing action and everybody's just doing a whole big load of moaning about things. Don't get me wrong, I love a moan. And there is quite a lot of stuff that should be moaned about right now. But this is sort of turning that energy into something progressive and productive and worthwhile. And I think it's really cool, man. Bragging about a brand new Trinitron. I'm fine. I'm fine. I just got a brand new Trinitron. I'm fine. Hello, Meatballs. How you doing, man? Pablo Diablo, how's it going? Says, good news, I'm off work today and I'm going to do fuck all. Yes, man. Yes. I woke up today and I had 2 texts that I'd missed. The first text was, James, could you cover a shift today? You need to be in the building, BBC News. And then about an hour later, it's fine. We got somebody, it's fine, don't worry about it. So I was like that. Rolled over, went back to bed. So I'm missing out on a day's wage, but there's nothing I could really do. Luna says, I'm at the gender clinic tomorrow. If they finally move me down, 6 months checkups, it's a ton of extra income I can throw at this. Fingers crossed. Amazing. It's fucking cool, isn't it? Hello, Clock Bash. I'm a product designer. As I've seen this, you brought me back to an invention I did. I need help for. Contact if you like. Maybe you like greets. Hello, Clock Bash. That sounds interesting. I don't really have a good way of you contacting me, but if you want to see all the stuff here, or I don't really use. Do you use Discord? You could message me on Discord. I'm trying to not use Twitter, but I keep going back to Twitter, but it's run by a literal Nazi drug addict. So, nothing against people with addiction issues. But I'm just observing. Addiction's a separate thing. I don't mean to make any fun of that. I just don't like Elon Musk. So I'm trying not to use Twitter. Discord might be a good spot, or worst case scenario, I might have Twitch Whispers switched on, but that sounds interesting. Randy Marsh, what's happening? Good news. I've recently finished getting my website up and running. It's been a very fulfilling thing to work on it, and I'm happy I followed through. I'm still in the process of doing that. That's one of my projects that isn't done, but I bet you that feels good. That's excellent. But welcome in, Clock Bash. Thank you very much for following. And Randy Marsh, congrats on your website. I popped a screenshot of the sheds in the Discord. Well, we need to look at the Discord then, because we've got Bowdy's arcade cabinet, and then we've got a shed on the go as well. The worst thing about Discord is the server list. So I'm part of like maybe 50 Discord servers, and there isn't a way of just seeing them alphabetically. You need to look at their wee stupid logo. And everybody who's got a Discord server has all got like joke logos that don't reference what the server actually is. And from an accessibility standpoint on Discord, I find it really difficult to remember what the logo of the server that I'm looking for is, and then look on the list and find it, because by the time I've looked at like 4 other icons on that list, like my working memory's fucked and I forgot what I'm actually looking for on the list. I highly recommend, and I've messaged Discord about this, I highly recommend they offer just a text-based list of the servers, because this icon bullshit isn't. Anyway, thanks very much for listening to my rant. Okay, let's have a wee look here. So Bowdy has bought a shed on AliExpress for £17. Aye, mate, that's a model, isn't it? So that's a model. So it says 8 foot by 6 foot resin shed, but if it's made out of resin, that's a tiny wee model, isn't it? But look at the dimensions on it. Can we zoom in here? So the depth of it, it says 66.1 inches deep. So 66.1 inches deep. That is real world. That would work. But then that says it's 168 centimetres. Aye, so I mean, that's like 1.5 metres. So the dimensions here look about right. And then you can't see here, but there's like a thumbnail here, and it's next to people's feet. So that you can see the scale of it. You can see the construction of it in this image here. But it's £17.19. Room, plastic storage with floor, resin room, and lockable door. I mean, see if we can get a shed for 20 quid. It says resin. I really want this to be legit. See if this is legit. I'm ordering 5 AliExpress sheds. That would be cool. Bowdy as well, who has ordered the shed and will be updating us on the process of the shed, has just completed their arcade cabinet. Look at this, man. What? I recognise that stick. Is that a Mega Drive stick? This is cool, man. I like your full setup. That's great. That's amazing. Coin box and everything. That's so cool. Shit hot. There's Chameleon there, accidentally printing a massive Bulbasaur planter when I wanted a small one. Yes. How did that end up? Oh, and how are you getting on with the Bamboo Labs? What one is that? It's not the X1. I've been looking at, there's a new Bamboo Labs printer called like the H5N or something like that. And it's not H5N, that's a norovirus. That's a type of virus. But that printer looks really good. That printer looks really good. Bally, the TV's back. Doesn't work yet though. TV's back, but it doesn't work yet. So for anybody else who wants to join my Discord, it's a vibrant place filled with wonderful creative individuals and Cudder. So !Discord, and you can chat in there and stuff. I'm going to try and use that a bit more. And we'll lean into Discord and I'll be updating you and things. Because I miss tweeting, basically, right? I miss having Twitter. Because I don't want to tweet because, you know, the guy. So, I might just sling all my ideas into, like, Discord and give them to you in a wee private safe group. Mabel says, if that video splitter on composite, I think you need to spend 8 hours redoing it all as a mixture of S-video and component in order to get marginal video quality improvement that isn't visible on screen. Seems appropriate for this stream. Well, funny you should mention that, Meatballs. For the video here, it is composite, and I'm keeping it composite just because it's easier, right? However, since I got this in, I've connected a Mega Drive up to it, I've connected a PlayStation up to it, because those are the only 2 consoles I really care about, right? Mega Drive works splendidly. It works absolutely fantastically, and I'm very, very delighted at it. The PlayStation doesn't work, and so I've been looking at why that doesn't work. And basically this TV requires RGB to be either Luma sync or C sync, but the Mega Drive cable I've got wasn't that. So I've had to fucking buy a dear cable, 25 quid. No, sorry, not the Mega Drive. Mega Drive works fine. The PlayStation I'm talking about, I've had to buy like a dear PlayStation cable, which is coming in soon, and that means that I can run the PlayStation on it. So what I need to do is look for some sort of splitter so that I can sit here and play the Mega Drive and play the PlayStation on a CRT television, because I've now got a way of playing every Mega Drive game ever and every PlayStation game ever on the original consoles. So wouldn't it be cool if I'm sitting here playing that and you also got like a mirror of the console output somehow into OBS? So I need to figure out how to do that. The TV doesn't have video out, because it would be great if I could just plug stuff into here and then take an out for the TV into OBS. Oh, here's something that I couldn't do before as well. Check this out. Look, I can just walk over there. Look. Well, hey, that's me over here. What? Well, hey. I can walk over there now. Never used to be able to do that. So the stream visual doesn't look as good as it did previously. I liked the lamp and I liked all the setup and things here, but it's a work in progress. I'm going to like put a black cover over this so that you don't see all of this crap, and then I'm going to fix this. I think what I can maybe do is so I've got a computer behind here that sort of lights up and stuff. You can barely see it, right? So what I was going to do is like put this here, but the table that this is on is like just doing a lot of work currently already. As I said, this telly is older than me. It's made in West Germany, it says, so it's like before the Berlin Wall fell down. It's heavier than me, and it's sitting on a rickety plastic table that like noise artists use. So I want to get like a sturdier table and stuff as well before I put anything else onto it. So the objective is when this is here and when I've sorted out the streamer bot stuff, that'll be a in situ. And then when that's in situ, it means that I can repair the TV that used to be there, and I can sort of do that in my own time and not be stressed out if it doesn't go well. And this concludes the new telly. I think it's beautiful. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Oh, aye, if you unfollow and then follow, it'll reset your follow age. Aye, 100%. I don't know if follow age is set up just now. The yellow and blue of the bubble machine would make a nice print of some sort on a black t-shirt. Oh, aye, aye, aye. That would be cool. So people could walk about as if there's a bubble machine pointing at them. Like to just screenshot this and stick it on. That's interesting. That's quite interesting. I want to try and get this back out of shot. So I don't have a good position for it just now where it's out of shot so that you can't see it, but it still blasts me. Also, it's kind of covered in bubble gunk. I want to get the basic systems in place as soon as, says Chameleon, talking about their video game they're making. Because the massive bottleneck will be art and music, especially if I want to try and do the art in a traditional workflow first and then digitise it. Yes! That sounds brilliant. What engine are you using, Chameleon? I'm sure I've asked you this before. Don't mind me carry on, that's a great idea with the t-shirt. Anyway. Not responding wins again. I would like the money. I would really like the money. I should have taken that shift today because money is better than a wee sleep. But I just missed the text, so I never got back to them. Work is shite, says Royal Duke. The notion of work in general and the dependency on having to like do somebody else's ideas in order to live, I'd agree it's shite. However, I really enjoy my day job. I think it's fantastic. So if any of them are watching, hey, how you doing? You's alright? I'll love it, and I genuinely think it's good. Genuinely, especially if I can work from home. I love that as well. Aye, something against Nazis, aye, just in case that was ambiguous. And a lot of people thought that was ambiguous. Arno Boko, how you doing? Back to work today after 10 days off. I confirm work is shite, but at least I work from home. That's amazing. Work can be shite. However, a way to de-shite your work is to get a new window and stick me on, and I'll keep you company. Amazing. Oh shit, Codeway TD in Pedropolis says you can put Discord servers into groups to make that list shorter. Put all the ones you don't use in a group. I didn't know this. That's good. Like folders. So I could have on the list of Discord servers, I could have one for like streamer pals. I could have one for like techie product Discords. You know what I mean? If I buy a thing, there's usually a Discord of people. That's great. Thank you for telling me about Discord groups. I didn't know about that. I've been publicly moaning about that for a couple of years. I predict, because you know Discord recently got bought over or got sold or something, so I predict there'll be a deterioration of Discord over the next couple of years, because the way the world works now is people create a service, get you relying on that service, and then stop making it good. Will slowly squeeze. So I predict there'll be a big Discord squeeze coming quite soon. So I'm looking for other opportunities, but for the time being, that's great if I can make this work in a good way. I think I might be getting a delivery just now, and that delivery might be of something to do with this. I don't know. Twitter really got the world by the balls, didn't it? I think I'm genuinely addicted to Twitter. I've been on it since 2006, I think. But it's a force for bad, man. It's like, I think it's now just a spying tool for the NSA and GCHQ. Well, I tell you, here, I might get in trouble actually, because something amazing happened yesterday. I need to be able to log into Apple in order to show this to you, and I might not be able to do that. That one, keep me signed in, on you go. That one. So something incredible happened to me. Oh, it's not letting me have my password. I wish there was an easy way of just blasting a photo on your phone to your Windows computer. Passwords. So something really amazing happened. I stumbled across a video yesterday that showed Donald Trump in an unsavourable way, and I went to the comments and it had all just been deleted. And it's suspicious as fuck, man. Why isn't my Apple sign-in working? This is maybe... I see signing into stuff, man. I've got a billion password managers and they all just don't work and stuff like that. Check the account information entered and try again. That's the fucking password. Right, well, let's now delete that one then, since it's not that. Delete that. Delete that. And then have I got another one? Let's try this. Maybe they've hacked the system now that they know that I've got a secret, right, so let's delete that password, because it's not that one. And now I don't have any saved passwords for Apple. This in Chrome. Oh, I feel ill. Look, it's me. Just look, it's me. Just look, it's me. Look at me. Here am I. Sign in. Here am I. Look at me. I'm here. Keep me signed in. Fucking do it, man. Sign in with passkey. Passkey. So I do this. Yep. Connecting. Scan my face. Scan my face. I'm in. Get this party started with Apple invites. Create unique invitations. Add custom back. I'm never going to invite anybody to anything. Ever. Certainly Apple not with your pish. You see this pish? Apple, right, the rest of the world have made amazing AI things. What's Apple working on? Invitations. Get the party started with Apple invites. Create unique invitations, add a custom background and share playlists or photo albums for your guest. Everyone's invited. This is a terrible idea. I don't want that. I don't want that. That's a bad thing. Make a product that people want, thanks. Okie dokie. So, right, let's go into my photos. I want to show you this shit, man. What's new in iCloud Photos? Faster navigation. Not very fast if you keep fucking telling me what's new. It's not very fucking fast if you keep interrupting my experience of trying to look at my photos. What's new in iCloud Photos? Faster navigation. Quickly jump to a month or year in your library by clicking the calendar icon. I don't want that. Okie dokie. So, right. First off, here's a wee video that I think that you should watch. Just because it's artistic, right? So this isn't to do with the thing that I'm telling you about, but I think it's just important that you see a range of skills that Pepper has. So this is Pepper, and she gets quite opinionated, and when she does, this happens. So that's something, isn't it? That's good, isn't it? Anyway, that's not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you this video here. Right? So it's a conspiratorial Donald Trump thing, right? And at first you're like that, alright, but it gets weird, so I'll show you it all. I'll show you it all. I've learning difficulties, so I might have missed out on some word if you felt confused to what I say. The Lightling, I don't think I saw your message. Let me scroll up to see the message, Lightling. You can add folders in Discord, so you could out it that way. Oh no, nice one, thank you very much. Welcome in, the Lightling. Thanks very much for helping with the Discord thing. I totally didn't know that was an option. And I get worked up sometimes with accessibility issues. And if that's a solution for me, then I'm really quite happy there. The dimensions in the drawing of the shed for Bowdy don't match 8x6. I know it's weird, isn't it? Okay, so, right. I was on the toilet yesterday, and I'm on my phone, and again, Twitter, right? Twitter's filled with misinformation and bullshit and stuff like that all the time, right? I've had doubts about the validity of Donald Trump's assassination attempt, mainly because I don't like the guy, right? Mainly because I don't like the guy. And it just seemed a bit, it just seemed like I was being pandered to. It looked like propaganda, right? However, the world is a weird place and often filled with just coincidences, and often weird shit happens, and then we'll post-rationalise it to, like, it is incredibly unreal to make the statement, oh, the president fabricated an assassination attempt in order to gain public favour before the election, right? That's a bit of a stretch. As much as we might think of it, I'm autistic, right? So I care about, like, the truth and all of that sort of stuff. So I might have thought that, but, like, I don't 100% know. You know what I mean? It is a wee bit weird how, like, a bullet just grazed his ear and there wasn't a scar on the ear and the ear didn't fucking explode like probably it should have. And then we saw him later, and, like, if that really happened, there would be a close-up photo of the wound. He would be, like, milking it and stuff. Anyway, so it's all a wee bit suspicious, but it literally might have happened because America, mental shit happens there all the time, man, and they all just get on with it, right? So I didn't know what to think of the Trump assassination attempt. Then I saw this video, right, which apparently shows a new angle of the Trump assassination attempt. This goes on for a couple of minutes, so I'll let you watch that. But basically, in fact, I think it's hosted by somebody that'll tell you what to look out for here. So there is a guy, maybe like a Secret Service guy or whatever, definitely on Trump's team, and it appears that when the event happens, he ushers in photographers, puts them in a spot to get that picture of Trump with blood going down his face and he's fessed up in the American flag in the background. That is an incredibly powerful picture. I'm not on their side, right? But fucking hell, that's like an amazing, amazing picture. See if this guy was in any way liked, like, that would be amazing, right? Just as a piece of visual communication. So this doesn't mean the full thing's fabricated. It could just have been an opportunist. The steward guy, or whoever it was, Secret Service guy, could have been making a good thing out of a bad situation. You know what I mean? Oh my God, this needs to be documented. He might be thinking about the JFK thing. Oh, there isn't much documentation there, so could have been something like that. If I'm going to be generous, I could be thinking along those lines, right? Because we don't know. We don't know for certain. We might have our own biases that make us think this, that, or whatever, but we don't know. Anyway, I'm not really talking about the assassination. I'm talking about something maybe a bit deeper. So check this out, right? So this is the video that I watched when I was on the bog.
Either that or they're covering. We don't know. Either that or they're covering him. We love you. We love you, President Trump. We love you. We love you, President Trump. We love you. Yes. 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 We love you, President Trump. No. No, stop.
Terrier Darts then correcting Vince McMahon. It's not a belt, it's a title. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat when you're watching this.
This new angle of the Trump assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania is absolutely wild. So the first thing you're going to see in this clip is the guy on Trump's team go to rush to get the photographer. This is right after it happened, by the way. Take a look at this.
He's been shot. Oh, no. No. Either that or they're covering. We don't know. Either that or they're covering it. We love you. We love you, President Trump. We love you. We love
This is unreal.
Cheeky Rander says referee handing him the ball.
President Trump.
B-Don says the "we love you" guy needs deporting. He needs something else, man. Don't make him somebody else's problem. You need to just deal with that guy yourself, mate. Do you know what I mean? Don't send him elsewhere. The full world's suffering enough at fucking the actions of your country, mate.
We love you.
Anyway, right, so you get the gist of what this video is, right? You get the gist of what it is. There's a new angle, and whether true or not, a lot of people are saying that, and I'm not necessarily talking about, is this set up, is it not set up? Because basically I watched this video, right? And then I thought, as I'm watching the video, I'm thinking, I bet the comment section is a fucking shit tip here. Because you've got people, God bless American Trump, American Trump. You've got guys like that. And then you'll have conspiratorial people. Then you'll have folk. So I'm like, this comment section is going to be a bit juicy. Can't wait to see what's in the comment section. So I clicked the comment section. This is my actual phone reel. So I want to just check that what I'm showing you isn't anything mental before I show it to you. So I checked the comment section and it wasn't there. It just wasn't there. So every time I clicked the comment section, it was like, oops, can't load this. Can't load this comment section. So I clicked on share, copied the URL, put the URL into Safari. Something went wrong, try reloading. So I'm like, all right, the tweet's been deleted then. The tweet must have been deleted. Right, well, that's fine. But then if it's been deleted, it's maybe just been deleted by the person that tweeted it. I wonder if there's any other examples of that video on Twitter. So I searched Twitter for like Trump, new angle, whatever. Nothing came up. There's maybe like one video, one version of it with like 3 likes or something. It seemed to just have disappeared, right? I'm like, this is weird. So I asked, have you ever used Grok? Right? Have you ever used Grok? So Grok is kind of like the AI that fucking Elon Musk made. And Grok is he's just filled with terrible ideas, man. But Grok is an AI with a particular ability to tell you real-time information about tweets. So it's quite good with like emerging stories and stuff like that. So I said to Grok, I can't believe I'm using these words, man. It's fucking cringe. I said to Grok, find me tweets that are talking about the new angle footage of Trump's assassination where you can see somebody usher photographers into shot. Right? Oh, I don't pay for it, terrible cunt. I'm not paying for that. And I'm trying to just stop using it as well. But I was having a shit. So I say to Grok, find me tweets that are talking about the new angle footage of Trump's assassination where you can see somebody usher photographers into shot. I'm sorry I can't fulfill your request. The search results I have don't include any tweets that specifically discuss new angle footage of the Trump assassination attempt where someone blah blah blah. Where there are posts and X mentioning new footage or photographers being moved that either lack specific details about someone ushering photographers or are inconclusive without verifiable evidence. For example, some posts for July 2025 mention a video, but they don't provide clear evidence. If you like, I can search again, blah, blah, blah. But here's the deal. I had the URL of the tweet, didn't I? Because remember, I tried it in Safari. So, and again, let me just hide this, just so that I don't dox myself or whatever. So I gave Grok the tweet URL. And I was just like, well, what happened to this tweet? Here's the URL. This post cannot be analysed because some critical content is deleted or protected. What? And at that point, I'm like, oh no. So I go back to the tweet and it's still cached on my phone. It's still there on my phone. So I screen record it just in case it permanently disappears off the internet forever, so that I've got a copy of it. So I said to Grok, I screenshotted the video and I have a local copy. Maybe I should re-upload if that one accidentally got deleted. And Grok replied, this post cannot be analysed because some critical content is deleted or protected. So then I deleted an old tweet of mine and just went in, took a random tweet, copied the URL, then deleted the tweet, then asked Grok, what's the deal with this URL? And Grok's like, oh, that tweet's been deleted by the user. So whatever happened to the Trump video thing that I watched is a different thing. Either that or just the internet's all confused and Grok is like a bad, isn't good or whatever. So I finished up and went and spoke to Rachel about it. So since I did that, I've been searching, and there is versions of that video about the internet, but on Twitter, it doesn't get any more than like 1,000 likes or something like that before it's deleted. Wyka says it's been discussed on Reddit, the video or the deletion of the video. But it's interesting, isn't it? Is the TikTok still up? I don't know. I meant to search it because in the video that I showed you, I stopped it halfway, but that video lasts about 3 minutes. And the video is a collection of different people saying, look at this. This guy goes and... So it's the same thing, but with different people. And each one of those people have got like TikTok usernames next to them. So what I meant to do was go back to that and just look through and see if the original source was still there. But I'm just like... That's a bit weird, isn't it? It's a bit weird that stuff's looks as though it might have been getting censored and stuff. But maybe not. Maybe it's just technology and maybe that's just what's happening and maybe that's that and that's that. But I kind of messed up. I don't really know what to think. So, in order to lighten the mood, would you like to see Fred with an octopus on his head? This is Fred being attacked savagely by a scary octopus. We've got a toy called the octopus. We just put it on his head and he was like this. He quite enjoyed it. So I took 2 tentacles of the octopus and gently tied it under his chin like a bonnet. And he's like this. He was loving it. Anyway, just a wee palate cleanser there because at any minute I might get my door kicked in and get disappeared from the Secret Service for showing you that assassination video. Mental, isn't it? Everything's just mental. So I don't think that... I don't really know what happened, but it just looks weird and suspicious, doesn't it? I'm not saying that they are deleting stuff or whatever else. Oh, here, have I showed you this? I forgot that this happened. A spooky guy was floating about outside my house. Have I showed you this? But I'll tell you that story in a wee second. This happened when I was off stream not feeling very well, but I'll show you all of that sort of stuff as well. Let me delete that. In case I accidentally show you that. And I can show you all of this stuff as well. That's great. Okie dokie. I swear time, Elon says Grok is too woke, it needs adjusting, it takes about a day for it to turn into Hitler. I don't like that Elon Musk, and I don't like Twitter, and I don't like any of them. It's all weird. Everything's weird. I saw a video about the theory that an obscure comedian from the 1980s is AI reaching back to insert fictional AI-generated weirdness into the collective mind. We're sort of just beyond truth and reason now, isn't it? Kryptonian says, Grok is a word that got popular with programmers. The word comes from Robert Heinlein book, right-wing libertarian author. I see. Isn't Grok like a drink in Monkey Island? Isn't Grok what the pirates drink in the Monkey Island game series? So, Mootsie says they've already saw that footage. So has everybody else already seen that new angle? Because if it's already like widely spread footage, then maybe somebody did just delete it, and maybe the internet grog, right? I see. Maybe it's just like a glitch in Twitter has made it look as more conspiratorial to me. You know what I mean? But I'm just like, there's too much happening in the world, man. There's too much happening. First time I've seen it, says Bally. Let me know in the next couple of days if that sort of appears on your timeline. Beneath Headphone says, would be interesting if the VOD stays up. Aye, maybe that's me. Maybe you just never see me ever again. Maybe I get disappeared now. Grok is running our defence department now. That's good, isn't it? That's good, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Grok, a verb coined by American author Robert A. Heinlein in his 1961 science fiction novel Stranger in a Strange Land to describe a form of understanding. I say. Also, don't use Twitter as it's just Nazis. Aye, same here. Fucking hell, man. Everything's a mess. Everything's an absolute mess. So, right, a couple of weeks ago, this is a different story now, we've moved on to something else. A couple of weeks ago, I was having a bad bout of mental health, couldn't get to sleep, right? So late at night, I was in the loft, about 2 or 3 in the morning, and I was smoking tons of weed, so I was in a bad mental health time. I'd relapsed, back on the weed, right? Not really speaking to anybody, not waking up in daytime hours, wasting stuff away, just ruining different opportunities, ruining a couple of relationships, just not having a good time, right? In that absence that I was off there. Feel a wee bit better now. I'm back in a groove. Everything's going good now. Rolling Sausage, I'm good. I've got a coffee here. Thanks very much. So right now, I am embracing the full spectrum of human emotion without any chemical buffer. And it's going pretty well. But about a month ago this happened. I needed a chemical buffer because I couldn't just exist, right? So I'm in the loft, getting blazed, because all I want to do is go to sleep. All I want to do is go to sleep, and I can't get to sleep because I'm like sweating and I'm not having a good time mental health-wise. So I go up the loft, boop, toot, which I don't recommend, right? This is an example of me. I'm being vulnerable here as a streamer. I'm telling you some stuff that I'm going through, right? So I go back to bed and I'm like, I make sure that I'm going to get to sleep. I consume quite a bit just to ensure that I don't need to get back out of bed and go and do something else or whatever, because I don't want to disrupt the rest of the house, right? So I make sure that it's going to work. I consume quite a bit and then go back down and go back into bed as quietly and as gently as I possibly can. Was it good weed though? Nah. So as I'm quietly and gently going back into bed, I happen to glance at my phone. And on my phone there's a wee alert from the security cameras that I've installed round about my house after the first Rust server. And the security camera says, a person has been detected in your area. And usually what that means is there's a spider web has been built on the on the security camera. This happens quite a bit. Every now and again you need to like wipe it, otherwise the spider web up close looks like a person. But no, sure enough, this cunt, man. Wait till you see this bold boy. Who the fuck is this? Keep in mind, I'm watching this like the other side of the wall from where he's standing. Completely naked. Completely naked. And blazed out my fucking skull. And I'm watching this and I realised I've forgot I forgot how to breathe and stuff like that. My body's going into a mad panic. Fucking spooky bastard, man. Spooking about my gaff. Spooking into other people's gaffs. So I'm like, oh fuck. I'm naked, too high to be dealing with this shit. The dog's totally slept through it. So I've got another camera. Excuse me for... This is doxing myself, right? I will delete the VOD. This VOD's getting deleted because I'm doxing myself here and I'm showing potential shenanigans in the Trump administration for deleting fucking video files, right? So this VOD will be getting deleted. But here is a different angle. So that's the guy there. And he's spooking about, jumps over the wall at the front of my house, comes up to my front door, and this is like 15 minutes later, he's back. I don't know if it's 15 minutes, but a wee bit. And he's like walking past and properly casing the joint. So then there's another video of him out front as well, which is just the same sort of vibe. So the next day I spoke to my neighbours. I'm like, check your CCTV. Because by the time I saw these videos, he'd long gone. So all this happened when I was in the loft. And then by the time I got back into bed, it was like, it's all timestamps. So it was like 35 minutes previously he'd been outside. So I checked the perimeter and he had totally fucked off by that point. So there wasn't really anything I could do except for just like I put shoes on. I got a crowbar. I just stayed up. So put clothes on, didn't wake up Rachel because there's no point, she was working the next day. Oh, you live there? I am deleting this. Don't find me, right? See if you come and find me, I will, well, I'll tell you what I'll fucking do. I got a crowbar because I don't have a baseball bat, but I do have a crowbar. And I remember the whole vibe of, here's a top tip, right? See if you try to defend yourself with a baseball bat. You put a sock on the baseball bat on the top bit so that if you're swinging it towards your friend when you're play fighting, if your friend grabs the baseball bat to try and disarm you, the sock means that it'll just slip off, and then that gives you like an extra life basically. So I remembered that, but I didn't have a baseball bat, so I adopted like a crowbar with a sock on it, like fucking Gordon Freeman, man. And then I stood in my living room, like figuring out, right, well, if I do it that way, he's definitely dying, and I don't want to kill a guy, right? I don't want to kill a guy, I just want to incapacitate him if I have to. So then I'm like, I mean, it looked really vicious either way. But anyway, so I stayed up, didn't get back to sleep. And then the next day, my neighbour showed this. Sorry, I'm going to fix all of that. I don't like this moving about. But here is sort of part two. It's a guy's case in my neighbour's house as well. So who knows what that... I think he was maybe just looking for packages, you know, that had been delivered or something. But when I saw this, I felt really bad. Like, he's clearly fucked, man. The guy's absolutely smashed. I don't think we're dealing with a criminal mastermind here. But see, just looking at how thin his skull is, I started feeling a wee bit bad. It looks like Ian Brown a wee bit. Bez, aye. But I'm beginning to feel a wee bit sympathetic towards him because he looks as if his life is absolutely fucked, man. He doesn't have, like, a bit of fat on his face or on his neck or anything. The guy's all fucked. So after I saw this, I began to get began to feel a bit of compassion. Because maybe he's in a position of need, or maybe he's like, I don't know. It wasn't a really hot day. It was the night of a really hot day, and so I'm thinking he's got drunk and woke up in the park and woke up still drunk. And he's just an opportunist or something like that. But this is like, it's fucked up, man. Full thing's fucked up. So we have upped the security defences. Looking for milk? I doubt it, because we do get milk deliveries, right? But he never looked there. So our milk deliveries go... Where are we? So this is the front door, right? Our milk deliveries go in this here. We've got like a black box because we did get milk deliveries and then the magpies kept stealing the wee caps for the top of the milk. So we got a black box for the milk to go into. And that's what that's for. It says milk on it. So, but he just walked straight past it. So I don't think he was looking for milk deliveries. Either that, or if he was looking for milk deliveries, he was doing it shite. So this is him, this is the other angle. So you can see him walking down my drive. So he's going to appear here, he's walking this way. See him? And then he hides behind the bush for a bit. We think he's going left, but he circles back and he goes... He's going to emerge again. Yep. So that's him. You can barely see him, but he's here and he's walking up the road. So that's the last clip that I saw of him. And then, as I said, so that was 20 to 1 in the morning. 20 to 1 in the morning. And when I saw that, it was like 20 minutes old. You know what I mean? So I think I saw that 20 minutes later. So by that point, there wasn't really anything that I could do. But fucking hell, man. Like, life's hard enough, isn't it? Life's hard enough without all of this. Set a trap with a big cardboard box and a twig. Aye. That'll be funny. Any auto turrets installed? Mate, I've got myself in enough trouble with auto turrets. He spent it all betting on three-side Russian football. It's weird though, isn't it? Oh, the magpies and the crows have got a weird relationship with Fred. Your drunk in the park hypothesis sounds good. This doesn't seem like a sophisticated operation. He does often. Exactly. It looks like he's being nosy. He's maybe looking for stuff to steal or break into. I don't think it's a sex thing. Like, one time in the previous flat, I came home and found an old guy with his dick out in my garden looking through the window at Rachel. In a previous house. And fucking had to deal with that. Won't tell you exactly what happened there. But I dealt with that. Really old guy. So I don't think it was that. I think it was a guy. Rachel says hee hee. I've been through a lot of shite, man. I've been through a lot of shite. Please do tell us exactly what happened. No, mate, I'm deleting the VOD, but I'm not going to tell you what happened. The guy's like, oh, I'm having a piss. I'm like, no, you're not. Fucking try to piss over my hedge with that. Ugh. There's something quite... see, being in an argument with somebody, sometimes you can feel a wee bit like you might not there's a lack of confidence sometimes. If you're shouting at somebody or you're in a confrontation, right? You can sometimes feel it on, I'm going to just, right? But see if the other person's got their dick out, it gives you some amount of confidence. It really does, man. Really does. It puts the full thing more in your favour. But anyway. So this concludes my wee story about a spooky bastard. So I don't think he's going to come back. I think he was just like steaming and a wee bit of an opportunist and maybe just a bit bored. However, content into it is something that happened to me. Have I got anything else worth showing you? I think just Pepper's arse blinking. I think it's just Pepper's arse blinking. I don't really have anything else good. We could look at this, right? So this is how good the stream used to look before the changes, right? So we could do a before and after because the stream currently doesn't look very good. But this is how it used to look. I'd say that's a lot better than how it currently looks. I think it needs a wee bit of work. Also, it's very evident this table's sagging in the middle, isn't it? This full thing's down like that. So it's all a work in progress. We need to get it back. Rolling Sausage says I was oblivious, sitting having a tea, watching the telly. Yep. 100%. Blaketown says Scotland seems nice. It is nice because you can threaten a guy knowing that he probably isn't going to shoot you. So that's quite nice. It's quite nice. With your hat and CCTV footage is like a very underwhelming concealed carry self-protection YouTube video. Don't know. Ludwig says, when I disturbed burglars, I grabbed a 3-iron, but thought better of it. Also, for future reference, grab a putter. Shorter shaft and you need less room to swing it. Amazing. However, if you've got a longer range, depends on your strategy, isn't it? Obviously, the strategy is to intimidate and not actually cause harm, because fellow human beings and everything else. I don't actually know what the laws are in the UK. Like, if somebody breaks and enters into your house and you think that you're in physical danger, you're allowed to fucking tan the cunt. I don't know what the laws are. Will we ask ChatGPT? Because I don't know what the laws are and this might happen again. Also, like, this area is quite nice. I've lived in a lot of shitholes in my life, right, where you expect stuff like that, or you hear outside and things. We've never had any bother with that here. The last house I lived in, woke up in the middle of the night and my neighbour had tethered his brother-in-law to the lamppost outside with a belt, and my neighbour and his son are like fucking jabbing this guy in the belly. He's like tethered to a lamppost. And I'm trying to get to sleep. Just jabbing this cunt. So I open the window, I'm like, oh! And the three of them look up, and the guy who is being punched, who's tied to the lamppost, shouts up, sorry! That's the last house I lived in. But I haven't had any of that here. And this is the only bit of action we've had here. And thankfully, I installed the CCTV and stuff. So, got the guy's face. Didn't contact the police, because fuck that. I was in two ways. I was going to contact the police because maybe like a bad crime happened that night, you know, on the next street up or something. Maybe something sinister happened. Maybe this is evidence that would help that or whatever. So I held on to it for a bit. I looked on all the Facebook group. There's a couple of gossips about as well. Spoke to some gossips. Nobody knew about anything, so I just didn't go to the policeman. Because, like, as much as that guy, I don't want him anywhere near my house, when I saw the thinness of his skull, I did feel a wee bit of compassion. Which maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should be sort of harder and stuff like that. But don't know, man. Don't know. But this concludes my wee story about the guy who tried to tan my house. Try to see if there's any other cool pictures around that I can show you on here. Here's a bit of art. Took a photo of like a naturally occurring still life. I call this inverted shopping trolley and hand-rendered text. The text here says "calm down." I just thought it was quite a beautiful display. Stood and looked at that for a wee bit, but I couldn't see I was looking for a plaque to see who the artist was. But I think that's maybe some government-funded like street art installation. Here's another angle of it. Saw that quite recently. Really liked that. Wade Folk Music says, I feel like you live in a sitcom. Sometimes it feels like that. When Rachel and I first started seeing each other, it was useful for me because I just thought like I got myself into situations, right? I thought I was just quite, like I thought it was my fault that different situations happened to me. And it was Rachel who said to me, no, listen, this is like, that, you weren't responsible for this happening. That's bogus. That shouldn't have happened to anybody. And for the first time I was like, oh, right, aye, right, cool. Here, by the way, check this guy out. Check that guy out. He's cool, isn't he? Just taking a wee moment to look at him. So, but I don't think I've got any other content for you. Where are we? The angle of the TV makes it look like your lens is wide angle distortion. It does. It's because this table's dipping in the middle. And I feel, see if this falls, it will be a catastrophe. So I think what I need to do is have a sturdier base for this to sit on, because this is not sturdy at all, man. The very first time I ever went to Glasgow, there was a naked guy running laps around George Square. It's a special place. I have, in 2 flats ago, I was crossing the road, and as I'm just standing at traffic lights to cross the road, the guy next to me, he's got his dick out, he's just pissing. Just pissing. Oh, you dirty... What is it I shouted at him? No, not shame, that's the... I shouted something at him. I think I tweeted it. Dick out. Media. I'm not going to find this. Speaking of my life being a sitcom, this is what I'm about to say is genuinely true. My partner at the time, this is about 10 years ago, got an art commission to paint a giant fiberglass horse. And she spent a wee bit of time on this giant fiberglass horse, get paid, I think, $5,000 for it or something like that. So I helped her paint the horse because it's just quite laborious. She designed it all, and there's a couple of panels that I just helped paint, okay? This giant fiberglass horse. The horse was then stolen, and this is literally true. As part of, like, PR for the police, there was a detective inspector, or whatever denomination of police, who was assigned to like investigate the disappearance of Angus, the missing horse, right? Because it was like a public art thing. It was in a fucking car park or something like that. This fiberglass horse, public money, right? It disappeared. Somebody nicked it. So for about a week, it was like, where is Angus the horse? Have you seen him? And the police got a wee bit of stuff out of it, and the person that put on the art stuff got a bit of stuff out of it. Literally, front page of the newspaper the week after was this image. The horse got stolen, right, and was found in a flat in Wishaw, where somebody, and this is literally true, had filled it with £500,000 worth of cocaine. My horse that I'd painted, well, my partner's horse that I helped paint. That there is a picture of the horse being removed from a flat in Wishaw. And I've got so many questions about it, man. Like, talk about what's the opposite of like a low key crime? That's a very high profile. Like, were they trying to do a Trojan horse sort of thing? Are they trying to move coke, move like tons of coke, and they thought, right, well, if we put it inside something, then that'll. But then the thing they picked is like the most visible. So there is a copy of the Wisher advertiser, with this image. Again, just another wee example as to why my life's a fucking sitcom. What's cool is we got paid a wee bit of money to fix the horse. So in the process of the police removing the horse for the flat, the police actually damaged it quite a bit. The guy didn't damage it, but the police had to like cut one of the ears off or something for some reason. Fucking mental, man. Again, just another chapter of the book that I'm at some point going to write. Hello, John Atfield Art. Welcome in. How you doing? So I keep forgetting wee chapters in my life like that. Keep forgetting wee things. But anyway, I used to live near a place called Carluke. Oh, I'm familiar. Did you ever hear of Gary the Gorilla? Pancake Manta, I worked on BBC News on the day that Gary Gorilla got nicked. So it was my job to find photographs of Gary the Gorilla and like zoom in on them and do all of that. I'm very familiar of the story of Gary the Gorilla, which is a giant fiberglass gorilla that was stolen from a garden centre near here. Giant fiberglass gorilla, and was found in 2 halved pieces on a motorway lay-by a couple of days after that. I followed that story. I've got my own theories about Gary the Gorilla. On the news and in all the papers, they said that whoever stole Gary the Gorilla cut him in half because he was like halved like a Kinder egg, you know, front half, back half. However, what I think happened is he hasn't been cut in half. It was the 2 fiberglass shells in transport had like sort of detached. I think that's what happened with Gary the Gorilla. But as far as I'm aware, they didn't find the culprit. Erasmus says, how did they get the horse into the house? No fucking clue, man. I've no idea. No idea. A Charlie horse, very good. Pedropolis, very good. What were we going to do with that coke horse? How much was the gear worth? There were 2 figures. The first figure was £500,000. The second figure was 25 grand. I can't remember what figure came after the first figure. Knowing the police, it was probably fucking 4 grand's worth of coke or something. They're like £500,000. But who knows? Charlie 13 says, I feel like that should be a movie. My full fucking life should be a movie, seriously. So many questions. How was the quality of coke? Not a clue, man. How was the quality of coke? Good enough to fucking turn a horse on its leg, on its back, man. Good enough to kill a horse. What the fuck, man? Like, that is real and that is me. That is a real thing. Mental. Absolutely mental. It was being shipped to Troy and seemed like the most appropriate object. Filling it with coke was the next step of the art project. Commentary on life. I'm Faye Wishy. Hello, Evil Steve. How you doing? Used to hang about the guy who nicked it. He got called Mouse. Don't have any other insights. Evil Steve was... I don't want to... Like, I don't care about who did this or anything. I mean, I think he's been convicted. So, I didn't really look into it. I've got no beef with anybody in Wisher. I already get paid for my stuff that I did in the horse. So, see if anybody wants to nick it, man. All the best to the Wishy cunts, right? But, see, if you know the guy that nicked this, like... Do you know what the plan was? Because I've got so many questions. Like, if you're going to hide coke, don't nick a very high-profile thing that everybody's looking for that looks original and unique like that to hide it inside. Because until he nicked the horse, nobody really knew that he had coke. Do you know what I mean? So do you know what the plan was? Or do you think the guy's just sort of lost the plot a wee bit? I used to pass Gary on the way to Lanark, was gutted when he got stolen. Aye, Gary the Gorilla Man, R.I.P. Mate, you can stretch that into an 8-part Netflix miniseries. I think I should do YouTube documentaries, maybe. No, Gary the Gorilla was found, but in pieces. Yep, he was found very quickly. Very quickly. I mean, if it's the same gorilla. Hello, Steph makes stuff. I'd assume it's the same fiberglass gorilla. But I was working on BBC News, reporting Scotland, on the day the Gary the Gorilla story broke. And all the other stories get pushed down the running order. And I think we led with Gary the Gorilla. Did you hear about the stolen fiberglass Paddington Bear? I did not. Did not. What is the deal with stealing fiberglass things? Is this what a Charlie horse is? Excellent work, Cheeky Nander, but somebody bet you to Charlie horse a minute or so ago, but we all agreed Charlie horse is excellent patter. If it was £500,000, says Mootsy, how could they lift it? That's some funny stuff. Aye, so that's all weird, isn't it? Evil Steve says, I've no idea, sadly. I suspect he wasn't much of a criminal mastermind either. I've got so many questions. Because it is just like an unusual way of shipping coke. And I don't know a lot of different ways. I've not really been in the business of shipping coke. But if I did find myself in that environment, I'd make sure the story didn't end with this fucking image. You know what I mean? No offence to the guy who did this, he's probably a psycho and it looks as if his mates are in chat. So I'd just like to say, I think everything's brilliant. I think what you did there's great, right? And all the very best, by the way. And all that. Because in this stream I have just shown what the outside of my house looks like. And this guy's house is like a 10-minute drive for here. So, I'll be deleting the VOD. I'll be deleting this VOD. I think I will be deleting this VOD. I think I will be deleting this VOD. Deary me. Johnny says, posted in your Discord, the photo always makes me chuckle. How it was found is even better. Posted what in my Discord? Whereabouts? There is a... I'll see if I can find the front page. Is it general stream chat? Oh, aye. Paddington... Right, cool, man. This is a stolen Paddington Bear in the Discord. That's a wee shame. And again, look at this. It's halved, just like Gary the Gorilla was halved, which makes me think that it's the seam point for where two bits of the shells go together. And that there is evidence that Gary the Gorilla probably wasn't cut in half. And I think I'm right about that. I was pitching that to the editorial output on the show that I was working on. I'm like, I really don't think this has been cut in half. And the colleagues that I was working with is like, mate, it's a story about a stolen gorilla. I don't think we need to be like forensically. I'm like, right. I'm not in charge of editorial output. But it's interesting, isn't it? Stealing fiberglass things. Deleting the VOD to cover up the Trump flag conspiracy footage. Aye, we've got that as well. Aye, this VOD's in the bin, man. This VOD's in the bin. Wasn't it some drunk military guys that took the Paddington? No idea, man. Look at how it was found in the comments. 2 seconds. Oh, that's how he looked like before. He was pals with the Queen though, wasn't he? So absolutely fuck the guy, man. Queen covered up sexual abuse and things, and Paddington was her pal. So I don't like Paddington. I think he can go fuck himself. I didn't steal the thing though. Anyway. Oh shit, look at this. I guess this is how it was found. Paddington sculpture, 50 quid. Limited edition Paddington fiberglass statue. Some damage from storage. Meaning the full back end of it was ripped off. Fucking wild, man. Absolutely wild. Absolutely wild. Anyway. So aye, there you go. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else worth showing you that's on Twitter. I'm procrastinating because I probably should be fixing my monitor here, but I'm putting it off. Wasn't it two Eton boys that ripped up Paddington? I don't know. Who did the Sycamore Gap thing as well? They were found recently, weren't they? I suppose it's a different sort of crime. There's video of him being stolen, amazing. Back in 20... I might be away in 20 wee shed, but all the best. Here's me dressed like a stormtrooper in a pub. But I can't find the picture of the guy with his dick out, which is probably for the best, because I'm live on Twitter, aren't I? Do you see this? Right, who are you?
Have you seen anything going on in the internet this week?
You know, the AI that makes streamers look like they're always looking at the camera.
So that is incorrect. That isn't designed for streamers. It's designed for teleconferencing, so that it looks as if you're looking into the eye of the person that you're speaking to rather than looking at the screen below.
I don't think, like, if I was watching that, I don't think I would rather just look at the chat. Like, what's the benefit for them looking me in the eye?
There isn't. Never in this video did I say that it's for streamers. It's my job on this stream to showcase new technology. And if you listened to the video, you would know what the point was. Misinformation.
Yeah, that's totally what I agree. Unless you're having a wank.
What?
What?
Having a wank?
Yeah.
Excuse me? That is libelous. They're talking about me masturbating. It's on, man. You've just made an enemy. Go fuck yourself. I won't have a wank. Is that funny? Is that funny when I say it? That guy's taking something that I've made out of context, misinterpreted it, didn't credit me, and then is implying that I'm having a wank to my Twitch chat. Fuck yourself, you absolute cunt. And your stupid wee pal. I want financial compensation. They're making coin off of implying that I wank. No offence to these people. I'm sure they make excellent content and all of that, just ripping off other people's stuff and reposting it and getting 220,000 views in 17 hours. That is how it's done nowadays. Fair play to you, bunch of bastards. No offence to the lot of you. Streamer 1030 forced to deny claims he wanks to the Twitch chat. Oh, I do wank, of course, man. Everybody wanks. But I don't wank looking into the Twitch chat, though. Not wanking. Look, not wanking right now. It's not AI hands. Now, all the yous are thinking about me wanking, and I don't want that. And it's his fault. Fucking dadcap bastards, man. Away and play your fucking synthesizers. Listen to your warp music records and fucking dick, man. Oh, I got a modular synthesizer. Probably. Bet he does. Actually a really nice guy, I'm sure he is. I'm a victim in all of this, man. Aren't you the wank guy? Look at that! Look at that! That is the worst thing that I've ever seen. Just got an email. Dear James, due to a media campaign that's been started against your name on YouTube, you'll be no longer required to come in to your shift on Friday in case you have a big wank. This needs to stop. And now people in my chat are accusing me of having wanks, and I don't have wanks. Well, I do, but I mean, that's not... Do you know what I mean?
What?
I got an apology out of that guy as well. Got an apology out of him, which was quite funny. But I think he saw what I was doing there. That was fun. That was good. Aye. Twitch is something, into it. Being alive, man. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to try and find the front cover of the newspaper. I don't have the Wisha newspaper. Horse? What about horse? Nah. I don't have a front cover of the thing, which is unfortunate. Ah, well. Well. Can't show that to you. Okie dokie. Right, well, listen, that's 3:30, and I was going to be on just for a wee bit, because I want to hang out with Rachel, and also, well, maybe, hold on, before I do that, maybe we should try and fix whatever the problem is with the alerts, right? So this is StreamerBot, and I mean, do you really want to watch me try and pick through all of this to figure out what's went wrong? But I don't think, is there a good way of like simulating user interaction? So I think if I fix this, so basically what the vibe is, I've got a new telly behind me. Whenever somebody gives bits or follows or whatever, I want the profile picture to come up here and their username to come up here, and it all works great. And I previously set that up. Do you know, I think this is maybe just something I need to do in my own time. It doesn't work just now, sorry, I should have qualified. Goodness me, Terrible Clunt, thank you very, very much. I should have said though, it's no set up yet. So thank you very fucking much for 5 gift subs. But you got in there just before I said the profile picture is no set up yet. It doesn't come up yet. It's broke. So I hope, no refunds, Terrible Clunt, but I hope that you didn't give me these subs thinking that your thing was, because it didn't. So, because that's the thing I was going to be working on. Terrible Clint, no refunds. Thank you very much for gifting us up to Virtual Bread, to Picklebee, to Donny Boy, to Sam Kako, and to Persephone Ascending. Thank you very, very much, Terrible Clint, for your generosity. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. G-Dad says, 10:30 we're up to good news. I got a master's degree today. Shamelessly just putting that out there. G-Dad, congratulations. That's amazing, isn't it? What's your degree in, if you don't mind me asking? That's amazing. My goodness. Terrible Clint, thank you very much. If I happen to say your name there, Virtual Bread, Picklebee, Donny Boy, Sam Kako, and Persephone Ascending, if I happen to say your name, and if you happen to be in chat, feel free to say thanks to Terrible Clint for just gifting you a gift sub, because that's fucking cool stuff. Thank you very, very much for doing that. Deary me. Pulling up chatters on the screen was a brilliant feature. I want to get that back as well, Benzo Kane. See, just being able to click on a message and it pops up here. So I'm going to bring that back up, but sort of get it here, I think. In order to achieve that pop-up chatters on stream, I needed like a separate browser window open, and it was all like I had to read my chat a different way and stuff. So I want to get that back. There's now a way of doing that. In fact, I think that's what I'll do tonight. Tonight, I'm going to stay off stream. And, well, I've got that video to do as well. We'll see how it goes. But with this new edition, I want to put work into getting my stream back to where it was. And figure all of that sort of stuff out. Also, visually great for people that missed the thing that started the convo or discussion. 100%. 100%. Terrible Clint, thanks once again. International relations. My thesis was an argument that the billionaire class count as actors in the international system, and that IR research needs to include them with states. I know some of those words, G-Dad, but see when you put them all together, sounds all complicated, and that is why you have a master's and I don't. G-Dad 4211. All the very best. Feet up. That's you now. You never need to hand in another essay in your life, unless you want to, in which case, go for it. Congratulations. Nandor says, I just got a distinction in the final module of my degree. So that should be a 2-1, and that's me off to do a master's in neuroscience. So that's my good news. That's heavy good news, cheeky Nandor. Jings. Check out all the boffins in chat, everybody. That's amazing. Unreal. Absolutely unreal, the lotties. Right, what I'm going to do is finish my stream about 2 hours early. Because I want to do some admin, basically. I want to hang out with Rachel. I've got a job to do. And I want to fix all of this sort of stuff. So, So I'm going to read TAF. But listen, everybody, thank you very much for coming in. Keep it real, take it easy. My name's James Houston, and Houston's Boostin'. VOD delete reminder. I think I'll keep it up just to make life interesting. I think I'll just keep it up to make life interesting. Just to live on the edge. Listen, everybody, remember, you can always check out my Discord. Delete the YouTube VOD too. Aye. Maybe I should, aye. So's that the Americans aren't after me for the Donald Trump stuff. So that the Wisha guy isn't after me for talking about the horse. So that the criminal guy that was casing my house isn't after me. So that people don't see what the exterior of my house looked like. And there was a 5th one. as to not bring up more aggro with the YouTuber that accused me of wanking. Right. Thanks very much for coming in. Keep it real, take it easy. My name's James Houston and Houston's Boostin', but before I go, here's a magic trick. See you later. See you later. Ta-ta. Ta-ta. Love yous. Bye.